Hi, my name is Stephen Ramsey, and you're listening and watching the Community Leaders Podcast.
What's up? It's your boy Lowe's from the Community Leaders Podcast, and today, across from me, I have Stephen Ramsey. What's up, Stephen?
What's going on?
Man, I am chilling, laughing with you right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, we're trying to get this right
Yes,
right now.
Yes, sir. Yep.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah,
Can you
man.
tell the people who you are and what you do?
Yeah. Again, my name is Stephen Ramsey. I'm a broker, 5 years. I've been with Cohort Banker Realty. And I do commercial, residential sales. I do leasing. I help investors invest.
Okay.
And I'm here to also educate my people about the power of real estate.
Okay. So, where do you do this real estate stuff? Is it on the west side of Chicago? Where exactly?
I'm Chicagoland area. I've done a lot of deals on the west side. I've done a lot of deals on the south side. Really, probably a lot more on the south side than west side, but I've been all over. I've been on the north side, as far as Evanston. I've been as far as Oswego. I've been in Joliet. So I've serviced the whole Chicagoland area.
I like
Yeah.
you said Joliet.
Yeah.
I thought it was Joliet.
Man, I don't know. Everybody got their own way of saying it, man.
Like you said,
Joliet.
I never heard it that way.
Yeah, they gonna correct me. They gonna say something about it, so it's all good.
But I didn't see how deep your voice is.
Yeah.
And I was telling you to project. I'm thinking you shouldn't project so much right now.
Okay.
Like your voice does the projection all by itself.
Okay. Yeah.
So you do it statewide and
Well,
possibly,
yeah,
right?
pretty. Honestly, I'll go chase it. If it's even in Rockford or something. I'm saying. I'm just here to service people, and that's where I find the joy in doing what I do because I really believe in stewardship. So my thing is, I like to help people. So I really take heart of if when somebody reaches out to me and they have a problem or they have a goal that they're trying to reach, that I'm really, pushing them to reach their goals and educate them along the way.
Okay. So what did you do before this?
Man, I was fresh out of college, I played ball all my life, basketball was really all I knew. I didn't really know that I was going to be in, real estate. But a lot of people that I met along the way, especially my aunt, Carolyn Ramsey, she was the one that kind of introduced me to the game because she was a realtor herself for 15 plus years. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. So you're doing this now.
Yeah.
You get out of college and now you're doing this now. How's it been for you? What experiences have you had?
Man, it's a journey, man. It's truly a journey. I mean, you have a lot of good highs, and you get into moments too that you're not as motivated. Things are a lot slower, and you try to figure out what's next or what you should be doing because it's kind of like in real estate. You kind of find yourself isolated on your own. But what I've really started seeing what I feel like it's a blessing to my business is that I collaborate with a lot of other agents.
That's good.
I try to actually add value to a lot of other high producing agents because I'm still looking to learn. I never got to that point that I feel like I made almost $100,000 in a year that I feel like I reached the pinnacle of real estate. It's always forever learning, and that's my motto is just forever learning, remaining humble, and being willing to provide value to wherever I can provide value.
You got a long way to learn too because you're pretty young.
For sure.
You're in your 30s?
Yeah, 31.
31.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll be 32 next month. Yeah.
Wow, 31 for me was a long time ago. long.
Yeah.
I'll be 52 next month.
Oh man, you don't look like it, man.
I get it a lot, but I feel it.
Okay.
the knees are crickering. Cricking. Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible getting old, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
And I look young, like you just said.
Yeah.
People say it all the time. But okay, so can I dive into your life?
Man, please.
I want to dive into your life.
Let's do it.
So who was Stephen at 5 years old?
Oh man, 5 years old. Stephen is just this, I don't know. I feel like I was more just like that, just instantly just more reactive to anything. Just, I wouldn't say a firecracker, but it was just like I was just more free then. I didn't think about too much of what I did. It was just
5 years old.
Yeah, it's just, you're still learning, but it was just like I didn't know. Obviously, right. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just found myself just really curious and really observant.
Okay.
And that actually is carrying on to who I am today. I'm just really, really curious and really observant with my surroundings and a lot of things I do.
Okay. So if I could move you 5 years more, 10 years old,
Yeah.
who's that Stephen?
Man, 10 years old now, it's just like, all right, I got introduced to basketball.
Okay.
You know,
someone put a ball in your hand.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, I could really say I kind of really found the ball myself. You know, in a sense, I just I've seen it. Just around. I mean, during the era '90s, baby, you watching Jordan. You watching all these different greats, and I feel like that was like the golden age of basketball. You just really seen, a good quality basketball, and it just resonated with me. No other sport. I mean, I've tried different things. I was even curious enough to want to ask for a skateboard for my birthday. Didn't know what to do with it, but it was just like I was curious to try things, and what stuck with me was really, I can say music and basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you live here in Chicago?
Yes. So I was in Chicago. I mean, West Side pretty much all my life. I did.
What neighborhood?
So Austin neighborhood. Moved around a bit. Austin, and I will say kind of Galewood, but Galewood is fixed in Austin if you from a real estate perspective. But Austin really been my identity, honestly. But eventually, kind of fast forwarding a little bit, I eventually crossed over again the life of experience, the suburbs life as well.
Okay.
So
I don't want to go too far.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
So, in 10 years old, what school did you go to?
At 10 years old, I was at this small Catholic school on Laramie and Washington called St. Martin de Porres.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not around now, and they actually had two different sites. So what's now Christ the King on Laramie and Jackson now, that was St. Martin de Porres.
Okay.
Yeah.
You smile when I asked you that question.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It was just because it's just sometimes you get so it's a certain point in life that you forget about a lot of things. But I just say that was the building block years. That was just me figuring out myself and getting better understand the world. Met a lot of people. I will say probably a lot of those people I probably could have stayed connected with if we had social media then.
Yeah.
A few others I actually found along the way, and we branched off to our own little thing. But it was just thinking about to that time. Those are really close people at that time, at that age, and it's just like it's funny. This is how you grow up and you branch off and you do certain things, and now everybody's off doing their thing or have their own families, and it's just it was a good time though. It was a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 15.
Yeah.
Who was Stephen?
15, I was I really got into that Kobe Bryant mentality with basketball at that point. I was just really
Mamba.
fixated with that, just basketball. I got into that point of just understanding the importance of education. And because at first I didn't really care about school. I didn't really care what that can unlock for you and where education and books can take you. But once I realized that you really, to be a student athlete, you have to, it's clearly what it says, you have to be a student first before anything. Yeah. I learned quickly that I took my studies a lot more serious, since going into, high school at that point. I mean, I kept up basically a B average at that time. So that was something that was important for me. And it was like a prove to myself at that moment, because I didn't never feel like that I was capable of even getting to be average in school and being good at school.
Wow.
Yeah.
What high school?
Oak Park River Forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good memories there?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Cool. So that was the first time you got into a basketball team? Was it in high school?
No. So middle school was actually the first. 8th grade was my first organized basketball team. And yeah, that was a good experience in itself. And it's funny because I actually just met my 8th grade coach. Well, I just met up with him again because now he's teaching my little sister at Percy Julian Middle School. Right. And it was just a kind of full circle moment. Yeah, I had to take a picture of him because he's bald now and everything. Just watching him age, and now he's seeing me. It's just like, you seen me when I was a little under you, and now I'm like above you now. Yeah. So it's just like, it was a cool moment. But the fact that I can go back to people and know that I still had people just look at me and just like, man, you was always a good kid. You was always somebody that I knew would be doing something with his life. And it's motivating to me to keep going.
Would you say you're a good baller?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trash. I tell you that I'm not trash at all. A lot of people would know I was known for my jump shot. I wasn't a dribbler too much. I can dribble, but I was the shooter. I was the sharpshooter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right. We're gonna have to see this one day.
Oh yeah, we can do it. We can anytime.
You know, short Puerto Ricans could play, right?
I do know. Y'all can ball. Y'all can ball. Y'all can ball.
Word.
Yeah.
So that was 15. Now you're moving into your 20.
Yeah.
Who were you at 20?
20.
And where were you at 20?
At 20, man. College, obviously, I was more than likely just somewhere, man, just still like now you free, kind of out of the nest a little bit, still in the nest, but still kind of out of the nest more. Just, you know, you on your own in the sense that you making your own decisions a lot more. Got a car, things like that. I was in junior college. I want to say I was at Triton Junior College.
Yeah.
I walked on there actually. Basketball was just it's an important piece of my life, man. Basketball was really what motivated me and carried me to just want to be great, to just identify what greatness is. Because I didn't ever know what it would take, but I knew certain work ethic was required to be great. And that's why I always told myself, it's just like, man, whatever I do, it could be whatever. If I'm going to be a trash man, I'm going to be great in whatever I do.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the approach that I had, you know, and I believe actually at that time I might have been probably a couple of years later after that, but I was working as a cart pusher at Walmart in Forest Park during that time. No, actually backtrack. I was at 7-Up. A good friend of mine referred me to 7-Up. So I was doing a lot, man. I walked on it at the team at the time. I worked full time with 7-Up. And the crazy thing about it is because I worked from 6 to 2, so I'm still able to make my classes. So it was really early. So I was always an early bird. I don't know how I was able to do it and still rip and run in the street a little bit, but that's just who I was, man. I was just always chasing something. I always had something to do. And in the midst of me still probably having a lot of distractions around me, I was still moving towards something.
You still were focused.
Yeah.
So what did you do for 7-Up?
I was a merchandiser. So I drove in my own car to different Jewels, different stores. I think even Dominic's was around then. Okay. And I'm the ones, the displays you see in the Jewels. Yeah. I built those up and keeping them pretty and, you know, keeping them in good shape in the aisles. I'm making sure they fully faced and, you know, making everything look pretty much.
Organized.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
In your own car?
In my own car, yeah.
Did they pay you for the mileage?
Exactly, yeah, they actually did.
Let's go.
Yeah, they actually did, yeah. And at that time, it was just like, that was my real job, first real job, honestly. You know, I've been blessed to just still have a supportive family, so at that time, it was a first real job. So I really was feeling myself. Had a little phone that I clocked in, and you know, with my Buick LeSabre, I was riding into my little different. Yeah.
What year?
The Buick.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think that was like a 2001 or something like that. Yeah.
So you mentioned family.
Yeah.
So who's all in your family?
Man, my family is pretty big, but you know, my immediate family. My mom, I'm the oldest, my brothers, baby sister now, she came 2012, she came a little later, but my grandparents who's been the rock of the family, the patriarch of the family, they really set the tone for us. I mean, they got married at 19, 21 years old, kept us in the church. I always claim myself I'm a grand PK.
Okay.
So my grandfather, you know, they founded the church.
Okay.
And they still in ministry today. You know, I kind of grew up along with the church. That was their baby, and now 30 years later, they have their own church. We actually started in the basement and came from there. But you know, this my family. You know, my uncle, my aunts, all of them. We're a real tight knit family. You know, we pray together. We do a lot of things together. And that's something that I really take heed to because I understand a lot of people don't have, and that was something for me that was giving me superpowers to be able to conquer, to be wanting to conquer the world. That's at awesome. That point. Yeah,
that's awesome. You had that foundation of your grandparents, right?
Yeah,
and they just instilled in you that that good stuff.
Yeah,
you already knew that you're gonna do good.
Yeah.
Well, they knew.
Yeah, it was just I wasn't sure. You know,
didn't know where you're going. They knew. As long as we do this and give him this foundation, he's gonna be all right. Even if he strays away a little bit. His foundations are what you pull him back.
Yeah, and they wasn't just the holy pious like type, you know, pastor, first lady. They understood that, you know, you have to grow up, you have to go through different phases of your life, but they knew introducing me to God and different things like that, that was the foundation of it all. And that even if I was to stray away, I'm always found my way back home. And that just always stuck with me. You know, God is the forefront of my life. That's somebody that I lean on for everything, any and everything. I mean, even before my games, that's who I'm praying to, because I found myself that I was just highly anxious to just perform, because it wasn't never a plan B for me. And my mom, to this day, is just I always just thought about like, man, my mom used to tell me, what's your plan B? You know, and I'm like, there's no plan B. You know, I'm going to make it to the league. I'm gonna get us out of here. You know, that was the plan. But still not understanding, you know, at that point that the building blocks that I was taking on just from coaches that I was experienced, and the different characteristics that really sports in general really instill in you is necessary. And I feel like that all kids should have a taste of it, just because it does push you, and it makes you try to really identify yourself at an early age. Yeah.
Do you ever get back like that, like teaching kids how to play ball?
Man, I actually have. I coached a little bit at the Y and Oak Park. I did a little bit, and it was actually with first graders. Okay. I was helping out a friend because that was always where I used to play ball at, was at the Y. And that was kind of cool, actually. I never really saw myself as a coach, honestly. I just always like, man, what am I coaching really? Is like, I've always been a player. Right. But I really see I really understand why it's really important, because just from my own experiences and the things that I know and how I understand the game, that's how I can give back to the game, because the game has gave me a lot, you know. So, and that's something that any opportunity, anyway. Just literally last week or 2 weeks ago, one of my guys, Phil Gary, he's the varsity coach of Oak Park River Forest. Okay. He's a few years older than me, but you know, he played under Isaiah Thomas. He went places. You know, went to Florida International. But the fact that he reached out to me and say, "Man, come to Over Gym and play with my guys." I mean, he could have asked anybody. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is like, I'm there. Like, I'm willing to support. Yeah, that's love. So it's like, man, getting to know those guys. And being able to instill in them, talk to them after we played ball. I think I kind of got their respect a little bit once, you know, I knocked the rust off a little bit. Okay. But man, it was like another full circle moment that is just like, the game is forever given. Word. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you make yourself available to it. Because I feel like a lot of people close themselves off. And I got to a point that, you know, I got bitter with the game too. It's just like, man, I didn't even want to watch basketball no more, because it's just like, man, I felt like I didn't accomplish the things I wanted to, because I always seen myself, or like, if you're not making it to the league, you're gonna go play overseas. You're gonna do some things with basketball on a professional level. But man, it's just, those things are just truly gratifying. And I always find myself, if in some type of capacity, be willing to coach or be willing to just drop gyms, come to talk to teams, talk to players how to navigate through college, because man, just being in that is just like almost like a black hole. You get sucked into just so much information, and nobody's really truly advocating for the player as an individual to know how to take classes, what classes to take, or to stay even part-time when you're going through classes, because your clock is always ticking if you're full-time. So different things like that. Man, I got so many things to say about it, because it's just like that. I lost a lot of eligibility time just because of that, because I just didn't know. So being willing to speak on that as guys transition is everything. Wow. Yeah.
Because you're saying realtor, but I'm seeing something else.
Oh man, you never know. I mean, you never know. I'm up for it, man. Honestly,
I'm totally seeing something else right now.
Yeah.
Realtor was like, you had a spark, but this is a fire, right?
Yeah.
When you're speaking about
this. Yeah. I mean, the game, man. Like I said, I still light up about it. You know, at the end of the day, and that's what, again, it drives me to attack the real estate game like the way I do now, because just like I'm always ready. I'm always just constantly, even if an agent reach out, like say, I need you this day. And if I ain't got nothing to do, how I approach it is like, okay, these my reps. These my shots. These are how I be able to connect with other people would never probably approach in, you know, just on a day-to-day life, different ethnicities, different backgrounds. And that's my way of just putting myself out there and learning, you know. And so that's something that I always been willing to just take from the game, because it's just like those things are just the true building blocks of why I approach real estate the way I do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So we were at 20 years old.
Yeah.
We still got 25.
Oh man, yeah.
Who were you in 25?
25. was just at the tail end of just like chasing, just trying to finish up college. I was in my undergrad. And
still at Triton?
No, at that point, I kind of bounced around a little bit. I played at NAIA Division I at a school in Arkansas called Central Baptist.
So you left the state?
Yeah, I left the state for a year. That was just an experience in itself.
Was it for basketball?
It was for basketball. I got a scholarship to play because after Triton, I actually, because of just I wasn't focused and I was just doing so much with Triton, I was a walk-on. I actually got put off the team. I got let off the team after a year pretty much because grades wasn't hitting. I was just all over the place, and I just wasn't focused. So I did take a year off from school and basketball in a sense. Still training, different things like that, but just it wasn't no basketball no more. So I was just simply working.
Right.
But then after that, I came back to Triton pretty much part-time to just get some class, get some credits, because the goal was still I was going to get my degree.
Word.
That was something I promised my mother, that even to myself, that because I felt like that was something I wasn't going to be able to achieve, that I like, you're going to get that degree.
Your family was about to let that happen.
Exactly. So, it's just like, that was something that it was a must. So after that, I went to, Daly, Richard J. Daly, one of the city colleges.
Yeah.
So I played there for a year and a half, and that's where I played pretty well there, and I actually got a scholarship to go to play NAIA down in Arkansas, and that's what led me to Arkansas. And
you were in Arkansas for a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was strange how that happened, because that was the time to really, I was like, all right, I found my 4-year school. I'm able to kind of make a name for myself. This is a program that really likes what I do, and they really allow me to grow and kind of do my thing. Now it's time to just grow and shine pretty much. And as I was really reaching the beginning, just being comfortable outside the state, that's when the coach came to me and was just like, okay, I actually, because due to my eligibility, he was like, well, I want to sit you down for the rest of the year so you can have a full year of your senior year. Because I was playing so good, but he was just like, I need you to have a full year for your senior year. So I'm like, okay, I mean, it makes sense that I definitely would want a full year of my last year for real. So at that point, I'm thinking that it's just, okay, I'm just going to pretty much redshirt, still practice with the team, get the team ready, get prepared for the next season. That was when things kind of start going a little bit downhill in the sense of my career with basketball, because I had to be full-time to receive a scholarship. So at that point, I needed a scholarship to be out of state. I couldn't afford being out of state, and it just wasn't happening. So I ended up having to come back home, and that's how I found myself back home. And then my game plan was like, okay, well, let me just get my paper, let me get my degree, and let me just get some film so I can go overseas. That was just the mindset. So now that puts me at Concordia University, and that's where I eventually got my degree in with business administration and marketing. I was going to play there. That was a whole game plan, and then eventually, after, I guess, towards the summer, I was playing with the team. They was like excited I was coming. They told me, okay, we looked at your transcripts, you ready to go. That was the assistant AD at the time, because the AD was just off for the summer. That was when everything was cool. So I was getting in shape, conditioning, all that. Then for whatever reason, I guess probably a month before the season started, I got set down by the actual AD, and they told me, oh, well, actually, we looked at your transcripts again, and it comes to find out you're not eligible to play. So that was a
heartbreak right there.
Yeah, that was like, man, that really, like, because it's just like that's my plan. I was just trying to get film to push this stuff. Yeah, I'm just trying to go overseas, man.
I'm trying to go to Russia. Let's go.
Yeah, like whatever at that point, like build a resume and just go from there. Like take the path of Patrick Beverly, like be out there for 5-7 years, do my thing, and see where that goes. But that was a big hit, and those kind of one of those times that I will say it was just like facing like real adversity as far as how would I respond from that, because man, the time I put into just wanting to prepare and then be in shape for the last 15, 16 years, I've been pretty much getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning, going to the gym 4 or 5 times out the week. In the midst of anything I do. So I don't have the traditional schedule of most people. So I'll be tired, or I'll take a nap during the day if I can. Mm-hmm. It's just not the same. You know, I'm barely probably getting 8 hours of sleep. I'm getting maybe 4 or 5, and I'm maybe 5 hours. I'm feeling good. Mm-hmm. You know, so just dealing with that, man, it was just like, man, it's like all this for what? You know, what did I go through all this for? You know, just to get to that point. And I'm doing all the right things though. You know, I'm not in the street. I'm not, you know, a troublemaker. I'm really actually putting in the work. Yeah. Why hasn't it worked out for me? Because I'm actually somebody that actually can play. Mm-hmm. You know, I've grown a reputation to play ball. And it really just stuck with me. But at that point, I just decided to myself, after I kind of had my moment, I have my moments is that I have to just not take any other people's opinions about things and really just soak in whatever I'm feeling, you know, and just immerse myself in whatever music or whatever I'm feeling, whatever, just in prayer for sure. And just, you know, think about what's next and how I'm going to respond next. Yeah. What's really what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. And I just decided at that point, I was like, okay, well, I'm here for a bigger thing. I'm going to finish and get my degree. So that's what I eventually came to that point of just saying, you know, let's get this degree. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. Maybe I'll go corporate or somewhere, some marketing job, and build my resume up and climb the ladder from there. That was just what it was. Right. And in the midst of that, getting into it, that was when, you know, not unknowingly going into my last year, that's when I found out I was going to be a father.
Oh,
you know,
okay. All right.
You know, so and that was when it was just like, it's really go time in a sense, you know, and wrapping my head around, I really struggled leading up to my boys getting here. Mm-hmm. Because it's just, I didn't really.
I want to slow you down right there. Yeah. Just in case people just walked right by that. Yeah. By that one right there, you said boys.
Yeah.
You didn't say you got so many pregnant twice.
No, twin boys, man.
Twin boys.
Twin boys, yeah. And it's just the crazy thing is just because it's like, man, I just was wrapping my head around just being a father. Yeah. Like, what is that going to take? Right. Now, it ain't about me no more. You know, now it's all right, what you going to do and how you going to provide to give them a better life than what you have. Yeah. And you had a pretty dope life. Yeah. How can you do better? How can you guide them to do better? Mm-hmm. Man, I was going through some stuff, man.
But you were.
I was going through some stuff. But the thing is, I didn't know right away that they was twins. I think maybe month 5 or something like that. That's when we really found out. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of crazy because just in the doctor's room, man, it was an Asian doctor. I'll never forget. We at the county. And he was just like, on the ultrasound, he was just like, oh, okay, baby, we hear baby heartbeat, okay. And just with his accent or whatever. And then he's like, oh, 2 baby. I'm just like, you said what? Like, what you mean 2? Like, no, baby A and baby B. I'm like, no, you tripping. You tripping, man. Yeah. I had to I walked out for a second. I just had to regroup because I'm like, no, this can't be. Like, seriously, 2? You know, I was just wrapping around just being just a father to one child, but now you giving me the task to come in the gate with 2.
You doing overtime,
man. So I was going through it, man, because then it was just like, okay, how can I provide for 2 for everything? You know, it's a different time. It ain't simple in times like back then that, you know, just cost of living is higher. Like, it's different, man.
Man, I was buying diapers for my grandchildren. Yeah, I said, I got you. I told my son, I got you.
Yeah.
I'll go get a big box from Costco.
Yeah.
I'm like, how much that box cost? Ain't no $20 like it used to be.
Yeah,
it's about $60.
Yeah, man.
Like, come on, somebody.
Yeah, and you know, it wasn't like I felt like I wasn't gonna have the support. I knew I was gonna have the support, but it was just also like, for me, what type of example I'm gonna set, and what type of how I'm gonna set the tone for them to be great. You know, how can I instill in them the same things that I've kind of latched on to. Mm-hmm. You know, and not allow the world to kind of come in and stir up the pot a little bit. And that was just something that, you know, I was always tugging to work because I'm like, man, I don't think I'm going to be great. I don't think I'm going to be a good father. And I'm scared of that, you know. And that was just something big for me because it's just you always want to do the best for your kids, you know.
Most definitely.
So that was just something, man, that eventually it was just like I embraced it. And it was just like, okay, yeah, I'm a twin dad, you know. This is what I'm here for, and this is the task that was placed on me. So I'm gonna do whatever I can to be great in this because now they life depend on it, you know. So the same mentality that I've, you know, sought out for to be a better person just for myself and to do different things and, you know, follow my dreams and goals. I'm gonna instill those same things, and they going along the journey with me as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like now I have my tag team partners that same thing. Like, you know, just literally last week I took them out to the field and have them doing little training things with the tennis balls just to make it fun, but not to make it seem like they're training.
Yeah.
But really they're training, they're not realizing it. So just those moments, just like, and I'm being creative with it because it's like I don't even know what I'm doing, but from the things that I've known and what I've did, I know this can correlate to sports, you know.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. So it's just, you know, at that point, you know, just leading up to just being a father, man, just, you know, I pressed through. I was an intern for Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
I was taking 20 credit hours each semester just to finish out because I'm tired of school. I just want to push out because now it's time to make some money, you know, It's time to provide. And that's where I was at, man. So 25 to 26, that's where I was at. You know, my boys was born in 2019, July 2019.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can we say those boys' names?
Kanan and Asher.
Just keep when they see this, so they can hear their name, their pops said their name. Word.
Yeah.
So, right now you're 31.
Yeah.
So, what now?
Man, just constantly chasing success, man. Constantly chasing to be a better version of myself every day. Literally just approaching every day brick by brick. That's just like the motto. Is just I'm constantly just stacking my days. I'm waking up at 4 a.m. I'm getting to the gym by 4:30. I'm there to about 7, and then I'm going to pick my boys up, take them to school, and figuring out what the day is for that day. Because I mean, as an agent, some days it's not the same, obviously. I'm getting to that point of trying to be more structured in my days because I can find myself just all over the place because I'm just the type of man that I always want to be available to my family. So knowing that, you know, my mom, she's older, my grandparents, she's older, you know, everybody is just, you know, being the oldest, I just took on that role. It's just like I want to be available to them in any capacity, any way, because that's me, you know, paying back to them the things that they gave me, the support that they given me still to this day, that it's like I want to make myself available to y'all because I want to make sure that, you know y'all can always y'all can rely on me. Yeah. And that's just honestly my character, even just with friends. You know, people just know that if it's anything that you need within my capacity, I'm willing to do that for you. Word. I mean, my friends, they know, like I was one of the ones that was blessed to have a little car, a little hoopty, one of the first ones to come out. But I told them, you know, if it's an interview or something,
that wasn't the last car you talked about.
No, not the LeSabre.
So what was
the first one was the Malibu. It was the Chevy Malibu. That was my first car, man. The first car I called a Bertha.
It
was a little
was
crazy.
It Big Bertha?
No, that was little Bertha. Little burgundy car. You know, that was that was my first one, but it got me to where I was going. So that I just made myself available that way, just for my people, just because I just know I've been blessed, and I don't look for people to bless me. You know, I know that God has always been my source.
Just take care of people.
You know what I'm saying? That's just always how I've been.
Word. So, in this season you're in right now, going and hanging out with CLF, right?
Yeah.
Everyone from CLF, from Alex,
and
Jermaine, and Miss Orr.
Yeah.
Give me one example of a good time you had. I don't know. You only been with them like maybe 4 sessions all together.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 4 sessions.
All together, right?
Yeah.
What can you say about the CLF and the family?
Man, it's definitely an experience, and it's a true experience of a lifetime. Honestly, even just going in it, and because I already just can feel once I'm done. This is something that I want to give back to, be active in, to, you know, I just offer myself as a resource to them to continue to keep doing this because it's special. I truly realize that this is something that is not being done often in a lot of places. I feel like this should be replicated in every city. Okay. You know, the experience that just I've been given is just they opening doors for just multiple possibilities For one, is just really just, again, you're constantly defining and redefining what a true leader is and how that connects to you and who you really are. Because I truly believe that, you know, a leader comes in many forms. You know, it's not always maybe even the most outspoken person that could be a leader. It's also just how you carry yourself on a day-to-day basis by just a living example. You know, just by showing up, just having those different qualities. That's what really, you know, makes up a leader. And I know for me, growing up, I always kind of had identity crisis with just defining of like who am I really? Knowing that, you know, I'm chasing success, but you get discouraged along the way because you feel like, am I doing enough? Should I be doing more? Am I, you know, is this really my calling? Is this some I should be, is it something else that I should be doing? Right. That type of thing. And that's always been something that's big for me because I feel like that I want to be more purpose driven and figuring out, am I serving and being a good steward in the way that God want me to be? And if I'm serving in that kingdom agenda the right way, I need to be aligned with that. Word. You know, but I do understand that all my life experiences is lining me up for it. I'm still not sure if I'm there yet, but I feel like that I'm definitely on track.
Word.
Yeah.
So last question.
Yeah.
If you were given a superpower, what would it be?
Man, the power of knowledge. Just being just ultra smart. I truly believe that unlocks other things to be able to.
You trying to be Megamind?
In a certain way, yeah. Just because I understand.
So there's knowledge that you're looking for. Tell me before I cut you off because I want to say that one joke.
No.
I thought about Megamind.
No, man. It's because I just see that, you know, as I get older, you know, maybe a younger me probably would have just said maybe being fast or super strong because those are the cooler things to say, and they are cool, or being invincible or something, or being invisible. But I just learned that the power of knowledge can really unlock other things that can maybe give you access to strength, that can give you access to truly being invincible, you know, or, you know, finding yourself in just different rooms that you would never feel yourself being in. I think that's truly, that's just a life goal of just always constantly seeking knowledge. And I think having that superpower of just having infinite knowledge, I mean, nobody's not like that but God, you know what I'm saying? But being close to that and having something close to that, I mean, that's everything. That's everything.
Amen to that, man. Amen to that.
Yeah.
So, Stephen, I want to say thank you for coming down.
Man, it's been a true pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Man, thank you for being here. Thank you for enlightening us and getting to know you. I'm hoping everyone that sees this podcast says, man, I like that cat. Yeah. Because I know I do.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. I really do, man.
Well, thank you for coming down.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.